We seem to be in the middle of a contemplation on the nature of mind here. Mind has been described as only perception. It's been described as action. But we take all these speculations with a pinch of salt and come back to the realization that there's only consciousness. Vasistha continued, "The light of consciousness, eclipsed by a firm conviction in the existence of the mind, is indeed the mind." So here we've got another description of mind. Belief in the mind is the mind itself. This mind embodies itself in diverse beings: humans, gods, demons, demigods and celestials. These are various realms of existence. It then spreads itself out as various forms of behaviour, as also the cities and towns, etc. Such being the truth, what is the use of examining all these external appearances? It is mind alone that is the proper factor for us to examine. For when we inquire into the nature of the mind, all the created objects, or all appearances, are seen to be its creations. Only the infinite consciousness remains as uncreated by the mind. When deeply observed, the mind is absorbed into its substratum, and when it is thus absorbed, there is supreme felicity. When the mind thus disintegrates, there is liberation, and there is no more rebirth. For it was mind alone that appeared to take birth and to die. And there's a note on the term Vicara here. It's usually translated inquiry, but it means direct observation. And direct observation involves the attention. And this is what we're using when we do the inquiry. We're using the attention. The attention can be directed to anything we like. It can be directed to so-called external appearances. It can be directed to so-called internal phenomena. But if we actually direct the attention to itself, could we describe this as the infinite consciousness? What do we mean by the infinite consciousness? Infinite, it seems transcendental, doesn't it? It seems infinite is one of these words which just causes our conceptual mind to fuse. We can't really get our head round infinite. But infinite consciousness is just describing the behaviour of the attention. There is nothing that the attention cannot direct itself to. No object, no thought, no memory, no feature of the imagination that the attention cannot attend to. So it's infinite. The attention is infinite. The capacity of the attention is infinite. Rama asked again, "Pray, Lord, how did all this take place in the pure infinite consciousness? How was it possible for the mind, which is apparently a mixture of the real and the unreal, to arise in it?" So here the mind is being described as a mixture of the real and the unreal. And again, it's the attention, I think, that's being referred to here. The attention is the only thing that is real. And yet it spends all its time on things which could be described as unreal. It's only the attention doing its thing, basically. Vasistha said, "Ram, space is threefold. The infinite space of undivided consciousness, the finite space of divided consciousness, and the physical space in which the material worlds exist. There's actually a chapter on this at the beginning of the section. There was a chapter about space, Akash, space or dimension. There's an analogy here between the three lokas, the three planes or the three worlds of Hinduism, the celestial, the human, and the space in between. So let's see what Vasistha's got to say about it. The infinite space of undivided consciousness, that's Chit Akash, is that which exists in all, inside and outside. In other words, it's pure awareness. Pure awareness is what's happening when the attention is focused on itself. As the pure witness of that which is real and of that which appears to be. So that's the infinite space of undivided consciousness. Is that which exists in all, inside and outside, as a pure witness of that which is real and of that which appears to be. The finite space of divided consciousness, that's Chit-Akash, is that which creates the divisions of time, which pervades all beings, and which is interested in the welfare of all beings. So this is an aspect of the cognitive process here, that which divides the field of experiencing into objects and relationships. The physical space is that in which the other elements, air, etc., exist. The latter two are not independent of the first, the infinite space of undivided consciousness. In fact, the others do not exist, and this division of consciousness into three is arbitrarily suggested only while instructing the ignorant. The enlightened one knows that there's only one reality, the infinite consciousness. So, I don't think Vasistha's really answered Rama's question here. He's just basically pointed out that the question doesn't really make sense. There's only the one reality, the infinite consciousness. That is the attention and its potentiality for getting involved in an infinite variety of notions, relationships, objects. Ram, when that consciousness apparently thinks, I am intelligent, or I am inert, that is the mind. It is from this wrong notion that all the other physical and psychological factors have been imaginarily created. I am intelligent or I am inert. I am inert refers to being involved with what we presuppose to be inert objects, and I am intelligent is referring to the inner, what we regard as the inner life of imagination and thinking. So, with these notions of inertia and intelligence, or external and internal, all other physical and psychological factors have been imaginarily created.